Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
It's bigger than you.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
You will bring the jury.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case.
That crap.
Sabi mihi Anglican Foreign Service Latinos. I didn't ask you to interrupt me. Oh, for crumb's sake.
All right, welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Happy Friday to you. It's good to have you all here. Welcome. Come on in, take your seats. We have to get right down to court, and we will do that just as soon as we recognize that Cindy Stovall, you were first in chat. Everything IP related worldwide is your responsibility. You take care of the internet so we can focus on watching court, and we'll all be happy, except for maybe you. But it's just the way it is. You were first. Them's are the rules. You can't change them. Ignorance is not, well, it might be bliss, but it doesn't change anything. All right, we've got a video from Las Vegas. We're expecting a full day of testimony today, full day, which is good because we've had 2 half-a-days, if I can borrow a phrase from a judge that shall not be named, 2 half-a-days already, and we're ready for a full day. Too many mosquitoes here for No Pants Friday. I tell you, I was watching a video of a couple guys that were camping and fishing up in Alaska. And they're all excited. They're like, yeah, we're going to go out and fish in Alaska. And they took a flight, like a plane that landed on the water in the middle of nowhere, right? And Alaska is big. And lands in the middle of nowhere, drops them off. And they sort of paddle to shore with a little inflatable boat that's going to get them around with all their gear. And it's like, is the camera lens dirty? No? Is there ash or soot in the air? No. Those are mosquitoes. There are swarms. Like
In front of the Walmart.
I don't know how you don't just inhale them every time you breathe in. Maybe you do. And you just this bar sucks anyways. Maybe that's what it is. There's not enough DEET in the world to let me tolerate that many mosquitoes. Cindy Stovall says, it's my second time, but Greeners was really first. Yes, but Greeners is a mod. So Greeners, we can take things from Greeners. We can punish him. Greeners, congratulations. Cindy wants to gift it to you, maybe? I don't know. It's your second time. Cindy, you're going to do great. You're going to do fantastic. Don't worry about it. Greeners has his hands full with what he's doing right now for us. So mosquitoes suck. Yes, they do. They do. Let's wear dresses and kilts. Yay! I wore a kilt to my wedding. I probably shouldn't have. I'll just put that out there. I probably shouldn't have, although I look dang good in it, and I've got the legs for a kilt. I don't mean to brag here, but I ran cross country in high school, and I was on the swim. I was on the swim team before that, and my calves are basically the poster child for fitness. The rest of me, not so much. But so I've got the legs for a kilt for sure. And it gathered a lot of attention. Let me just tell you guys, it is not your job on your wedding to gather attention to you. The bride should be the one everyone looks at. The bride, the wedding dress, that's the thing. You do whatever you do to blend into the background. Learn from my mistakes. Okay, learn from my mistakes. Oopsies. My wife was beautiful on our wedding day. I'm a secret OnlyFans leg model. Yeah, there's a alternate income. I could just have a camera under. No. Now that I think of it, that's not a good idea. I could just periodically flex my calf muscles. Was it a windy day? Yes, but I had something on under the kilt. Everyone asks, what do you wear under the kilt? Socks and shoes. Silly. Yeah. Let's see. What was under the kilt? Pics or didn't have it? I've got pics. All right. Knight, we're trying to figure that out. I made that email. It should work, right? That's the idea. I own that domain. I don't know where it's going. I've got my own email. Maybe just send it to mdrecoveryaddict@gmail.com. Would that work? Try that. See if that works. We're trying to figure out what's wrong with my email, and I'm paying for it. Pay for every email every month, but I just don't know where it's going. It would be passive income. It'll be exercise. I'd be like flexing my calves every couple seconds, just to, keep the viewers. Do I get 20% for the idea? Yeah, but you have to put up the money for the under desk light and cleaning services for my cables, because I can't show messy cables under there. Check spam. I'm not getting anything. I don't know where the inbox is. Like, I don't have info linked to my personal one. Things I was not expecting to hear today. It's Friday. We're all excited that the weekend is upon us. So we take things a little bit lighter on Fridays. But it doesn't mean it's not going to be spicy today in court. So buckle up for that. It could still happen. I'm listening for the keywords from the defense attorney, Mr. Sanft. We've never met, have we? When he says we've never met, have we? That is him picking a fight. That is him taking the gloves off and getting ready to go to town with his questions on a witness. And I'm hoping we get more of those today. That'd be great. Universal Univan, welcome. Cheers. Thanks for being here. Good day. This is a great idea. It's a terrible idea. Selling leg picks? No. What tartan did you use for your kilt? My family tartan. You've got Wallace, Sutherland, and McDonald. Well, I'm a McIntyre, so we used McIntyres, which is the best tartan. It looks a lot like a Campbell, but without the yellow. So it's a nice tartan. Are we still in the endless loop of Keefe talking? No, I think we might have a little bit more, like a second recording. But they did finish the meeting yesterday. So that meeting's over, and it was a great meeting. If they have another meeting, I hope that the guy who snorts and hawks up loogies sits somewhere other than on the microphone for the next one. But what if he's getting what he wanted out of this trial? Selling books, I guess. That's what he's in it for. Will legs be waxed? I guess for the right, if we hit the right number of what do we do? We'd have to set up a goal, like a super chat goal, and for the right price, wax the legs. You guys, it's not that kind of channel here. I'm sorry. If you came for that, you're going to be terribly disappointed. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry is how it is. Can you recap what you think thus far of the prosecution's case? Well, I will tell you that we have on exhibit with every witness in painstaking detail and just glaring obviousness. Is that a word? It is now. That the state has no evidence to tie Keefe D to the scene, to the shooting, except Keefe D. That's all they have. They absolutely must have the jury to believe Keefe when he said he was there in his interview and in his books. That's what it boils down to. The state cannot prove this with any evidence. Nothing. There's been no technological advancement in testing of DNA or enhancing of security video, or there's not even a delayed recollection from a witness who can now come forward that says, you know what? That was him. There's nothing. They just have Keefe D running his mouth, which is why we're here. That's it. But I will tell you that having heard about this when it happened, because I was straight out of high school when this went down, and seeing that it never came to trial, there was all this. Oh, hello. There was all this speculation going on. I love hearing the evidence now. I love seeing that this is going somewhere, and we're starting to hear about the investigation and all the on what they did have. All right. Okay. Here we go. We have audio from court. We're just waiting for the judge and, of course, the defendant. Obviously. Is that what I said? Obviousness. Is that a real word, Troy? No one has used it in like 1,000 years, if it is. Parts of Kiwi's story is verified. Girls in car following. Yeah, that gives it credibility, and I honestly think a jury could convict. And you add together the other parts, the little bits of the story that we're hearing from people saying there was. This is what happens, when there's a lot of heat on you in this area, you go hide in this area, which is a safe area. And that's what Kiwi did immediately after the shooting. Why was he hiding? Why was everyone looking for him? And by everyone, we're talking about all the people of the entourage who might have seen what happened. Why was everyone looking for him there? Do they know something that the state doesn't know? Most likely. When Tupac said, "Don't worry about this. We got you. We'll take care of it. This is our problem. We'll fix it." To the cop as he was in the ambulance headed to the hospital. I think that's what he meant. It's like we know who this is and we know how to fix it, and we will take care of this. So interesting. Yeah, he's mugging at the witnesses, yet he's the snitch. There is a double standard here, and when we saw him mumble something at a witness, I think that was at Reggie White Jr. When we saw him mumble that, and he said, or maybe it was McDonald's, I don't remember, when he said, I think it was effing something. I saw somebody else's take on it, and they say it's effing rat, and that looks. Every time I watch it now, that's what I see. And I'm not sure if that's just the power of suggestion with somebody telling you what you're going to see and then you look at it and it's there. But that makes sense. But it also is a little weird because we're listening to him tell all to the feds, to the police, and just, what do you want to know? I'll tell you everything. Oh, that person, he was doing this. This person, we were doing that. He's the rat. He is a rat. Yet he maintains that same disdain for rats other than himself. So very much a double standard with the defendant's mindset, I think. Yet it also he's very much in that same mindset of live by the sword, die by the sword, which is sort of like the mantra of the gang life. So many lives are thrown away. Because of this in the gang world. And a lot of people would say, it was a waste anyway. What they were doing with their life was wasting their life. But I think that people have the potential to be a lot better than, the worst of what they are. And a lot of people die and still do die in these same gang battles that are going back and forth over disrespect or, an insult. It's sad. It's terrible. I guess in his book, he described it as falling on his own sword to protect his family. Is there a chance the jury will just convict him because he's obviously done a lot of crimey things, even if this case isn't proven in their minds? They shouldn't, White Bear. The instructions and actually the court evidence rules are designed to prevent that from happening, although you got to think that it does sometimes. But he should be tried just on the evidence of this crime, not on anything else from his rap sheet or backgrounds. The state should prove that he did this crime. We are late. It's 12:06. Check the phone. Check in the schedule just to make sure I didn't get it started half an hour early. Let's see, what day are we on? The 21st. Starts at 9 a.m. Okay, so we're a few minutes late, and because the camera hasn't moved, I would guess that that's going to be the defendant not showing up to court yet, or not being brought in yet. Maybe he's still getting dressed, or transport was late. Wow. Just checking through the Twitterverse to see any updates we might have on this out of Las Vegas. Not seeing anything. No justification for the delay. We'll continue to wait on the court then. Jurors are refusing to hear anything else from a 1990s tape. Of all the tapes that we've heard, that one is not the worst. Remember the trial down in Texas, the I think it was a Border Patrol agent murder trial where he was killing the sex workers? And we had the tire that was wheeled into court and everything. Remember those recordings? That's right up there with some of the worst recordings we've ever heard. And that was much more recent. These ones are not bad. I mean, they're bad because the guy keeps snorting and stuff. But look forward to surprise witnesses. Maybe we might get a jailhouse informant. That would be nice. Let's see if we can get one of those. Juvenile riding shopping cart on top of scooter just came up on my crime in area reports. I need pics. They've got a shopping cart on top of a scooter, and they're riding in the shopping cart. This sounds like a stunt straight off one of those movies that you don't want to try at home. Are we having dead air space issues? No. I'm comfortable with the quiet. Court's going to be loud today, I'm pretty sure. So, comfortable with a little bit of quiet.
Good morning, everyone. You can all be seated.
Judge is here. Here comes the defendant. Back in the blue shirt.
We have Mr. Davis now. We're on record in State versus Davis, C-37747.
New tie.
Anything we need to address outside the presence of the jury?
Nothing in the state.
What's our witness or a
Witness
video?
right now, Your Honor. We have two witnesses, then we're going to play 2009, and then after lunch, we'll have another witness. And
Okay.
he's agreed to stay through Monday anyway, so that witness will probably not finish today.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. Thanks for the lineup. I think at this time we can bring in the jury then.
Yes.
All right.
So 2 witnesses, then we're going to play the 2009 interview, then another witness, and he'll continue through to Monday. So we're going to hear from 3 individuals today. This is, I believe he's back with day 1's tie after he had 3 days of the same black paisley tie. And he's back with day 3's blue shirt, I think. Different suit coat. Let's get it on. M9 crash in Ireland? Is it happened today? 5 teenagers killed in a head-on collision on the 16th of August after driving a BMW the wrong way down the M9 motorway. 4 passengers in the oncoming car were injured. Holy smokes.
You stole my water.
You stole my water?
It's your soda.
We're going to have a fight in the courtroom. Somebody stole water. Defense is looking different. It's got the white suit, black lapel flower, black tie, and he's pulled his hair back into a bun.
Did the party stipulate to the presence of the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may be seated. Good morning and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are still in the state's case in chief, so I'm going to turn to the state and see who their next witness is.
Yes, Your Honor. The state calls Leonard Jefferson.
Okay.
You do see a Starbucks Grande balanced there on the bar. This court is fine with everybody bringing drinks in. I guess it's because it's so hot in Las Vegas.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You may be seated.
He accidentally wore the same suit as the defense. Different tie, though,
Please
so
have you
it's
state
good.
and spell your first and last name for the record.
Leonard Jefferson, Leonard Jefferson.
Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. Mr. Paul, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jefferson, on the weekend of September 7th, 1996, did you come out to Las Vegas?
Yes, sir.
And where were you coming from?
Los Angeles.
And why'd you come out to Vegas?
I was coming to attend the Mike Tyson Bruce Seldon fight.
Where were you staying?
The Monte Carlo Hotel.
And were you here by yourself or with somebody else?
I was here with someone else.
Did you go to the MGM Grand for the fight?
Yes.
Did you actually attend the fight?
I did not.
Tell us about that. Why didn't you attend the fight?
I was just in the lobby, people watching, and normally when we come to the fights, we just hang out for a little while. And a couple people were asking, were they selling tickets? Were we selling tickets? Turned them down, and then a couple, I remember were from Detroit, had they were matching green suit, and the guy offered us $2,500 each for our tickets, and we didn't pass it up, and we sold our tickets.
I guess you didn't miss much, right? Only a minute, 30-second fight. So.
Yes, sir. And that's what we talked about on the way coming down. It might be another quick fight.
Yeah. In the lobby area while you were watching people, did you see somebody relevant to this case?
Yeah, I saw Tupac and his entourage come in.
And then was that before the fight?
Yes.
How did you know that was Tupac and his entourage?
I just recognized him. Just knew who he was.
And had you had previous interactions with Mr. Shakur?
Briefly, yes. Back in Los Angeles.
Can you tell us about what those interactions were about?
Back in those days, I used to sell cars, and a couple people that worked for Death Row Records, I sold them a couple of cars, and I delivered them to Can-Am Studios in the Valley. And I just happened to meet them, or they introduced me to them, and we talked about cars, and that was it. Nothing major.
So let's go back to Las Vegas on September 7th, 1996. You sell your tickets for a pretty good amount. What do you do afterwards?
Continue people watching. Then I guess once the fight started, people were still, hanging out, and we decided to go back across the street to our hotel, and we took our money and went to the crap tables.
And by the hotel, you're talking about the Monte Carlo.
And did you lose it?
And then at some point, do you decide to leave the Monte Carlo?
Yeah, after a couple hours of being there, I got hungry, and I wanted to. I called a California Pizza Kitchen, place an order, and they told me it would be like 20, 30 minutes. And I told my buddy I was about to leave to go to pick up my order. And I walked outside to the valet, gave him my ticket, get my truck. I had a Suburban back then. And once they brought it up, I drove out and went to the Strip, went to the Las Vegas Boulevard.
And you had said you were driving a Suburban?
Yes, sir.
What color was that Suburban?
White.
So, and just for the folks that don't know, a white Suburban is like a big white SUV.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's what I drive.
And when you were driving down Las Vegas Boulevard, were you headed toward, driving north towards the stratosphere, I guess, as a marker?
Yeah, I was headed north, yes.
And while you were driving north on Las Vegas Boulevard, did you see anybody that you had met earlier?
Yeah, I was stopped at a light, and a car rolled up. Or really, the wheels really caught my attention, and then I looked up and I saw it was Tupac and Suge sitting in the car.
Well, did you try to interact with Mr. Shakur or Mr. Knight?
With Tupac, I did.
Okay. And what happened? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I said, hey, what up, Pop? And then he kind of looked and kind of took like a double take. He said, oh, what up, man? And then I said, hey, where you guys headed? He said, we're headed to the club. You should follow us. I said, all right, cool. And then, I don't know, I said, man, let me get a picture real quick. And I had my camera in my center console, so I just grabbed my camera and snapped the picture.
So this was before iPhone, so you actually had a physical camera with you.
Yeah, I had
That's the
a
last
35mm camera.
I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit Number 3. Do you recognize what's being shown to you?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
That's the picture that I took.
Now, after taking this picture, so you took this picture at a red light.
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming the light turns green at some point.
Yes, it does.
What do you do?
After I took the picture, the light changed green, and they took off, and I recognized like one or two of the cars that were behind them from seeing them from LA. So I let them go by, and then they got in front of me, and then I got 3 cars behind them, behind the BMW, and then we're just driving down Las Vegas Boulevard.
At some point, do you make a right turn?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I don't guess the street is. I remember this, Flamingo. We get to Flamingo, and as we're making the right turn, I get on the phone. I was calling California Pizza Kitchen to cancel my food order.
Because you're heading to the club, right? You don't need a CPK anymore.
Yeah, I don't need CPK. So while I was on the phone with him, like 30 seconds or so, and then all of a sudden I just hear pop, 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 and I kind of like, like looking around, and then I see the cars are stopped, and I see the people in front that were in the cars, they got out of the car and ran to the front. They ran to the BMW.
So you hear gunshots.
Yes.
But you don't. Do you see where the gunshots are coming from?
I did not know.
And do you see who's doing the shooting?
I did not know.
You just hear the gunshots.
I just hear them. Yes.
And then when you are looking up, after it looks like you were kind of ducking down a little bit.
Yeah, because I didn't know where they were coming from.
After you look up, you see people from the other parts of the caravan get out of their vehicles.
Yes, sir.
And which vehicle are they going towards?
They went towards the BMW.
And then what happens after the people start going towards the BMW?
When they started running there, all of a sudden I see the BMW make a big wide U-turn going back towards Las Vegas Boulevard.
And the BMW, I don't know that we've established this yet. The BMW, is that the car that Suge was driving that Tupac was in?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Suge or Mr. Knight makes a wide U-turn.
Yes.
And then what happens after that?
The people, they run back to their cars. And actually, one of the guys, I didn't know who he was. He tried to get in my car, and I didn't know dude. So I guess he realized he was getting in the wrong car or whatever. I don't know what it was. So I got caught up in the little situation. I made a big wide U-turn as well. Now I made the U-turn. I catch up to, I'm behind the Lexus. It was a green Lexus. So I'm behind him, and then we see Suge make the wide left turn back onto the strip, and he went up on the curb and came back down, and then we all went through the intersection. There was traffic coming through, and we just all made it through. And then we got to, Harmon. We got back to Harmon, and Suge makes another left turn, and now it's like cross traffic. He couldn't get through. And by this time, now we see the bicycle cops. There's a bicycle cop rolls up, and Suge is kind of like, stop here. This is Las Vegas. This is the street he turns on. So he's just stopped. And then the cop drops his bike, and I started to get out, and then I got back in once I saw the cops or whatever. And then what happened?
So, okay, so you're in the middle of Harmon in Las Vegas?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Knight's car has just stopped at this point?
Yes.
And you stop as well?
Yes.
Are there any other cars that stop along with Mr. Knight's car?
Yeah, I'm stopped behind the green Lexus.
Okay, so
I'm literally right behind him in the turning lane.
So there's the BMW that Mr. Knight's driving.
Yes.
You have a green Lexus, and you have white Suburban that you're aware of. And then you said you were going to get out of your car, you see bike cops, and then you decide to stay in your car.
Got back in, yes.
What do you see as you're inside your car? Do you look at the BMW at all?
I look at it, and then I see, like I said, the bicycle cop rolled up, and then he drops his bike, and then I see Suge getting out the car. And now the officer is yelling commands to him, get down, lay down. And you hear Suge saying, my man, pocket shot, we need help, pocket shot. And then the cops, I kind of blanked out, I didn't really hear what he said. And then the cop, for whatever, walked over there to Suge. Suge got up, and they walked over to the passenger side of the car.
Okay, and so initially, is it fair to say there's one bike cop, or are there multiple bike cops immediately?
Well, I saw one, but then others came.
Okay, so
one immediately. I saw one immediately.
Okay, so the one immediately shows up, and then other bike cops show up afterwards.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
And then the one bike cop, he's the one that's talking to Mr. Knight, and then at some point do they go over to the passenger side and deal with Mr. Shakur?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, at that time, when that occurred, a police officer rolled up in a vehicle. He ran up and pulled a gun on me and ordered me out of the car. He opened my door and then threw me down, snatched me out of the car and threw me down on the ground. Now I'm like prone down on the ground. I'm in the direction I'm facing. I could see what's going on with the with the police and shit.
Did the officer give you an explanation as to why he was treating you in such a manner?
Yeah, I said, hey, what's going on? He said, we have witnesses saying that you were part of their entourage.
Okay. And at that point, when you're prone and looking at what's going on at the BMW, what do you do?
I see that they were kind of like struggling with the door. They get the door open, and then they pull Tupac out of the car.
And were you able to observe Mr. Shakur?
Not really. I saw the movement, but I didn't see what happened after he got out the car.
All right. So what happens after that?
The cop is, he sits me up now. He's asked me for my ID, where I'm from, what am I doing here, where am I staying, and he's writing down the information. The other is, I don't know if it was his partner or just another cop was searching my Suburban, looking at whatever they do.
Yeah. Your Honor, I'm going to approach the witness with state's proposed exhibits 149 and 150.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Paul.
It's the man who took the last known photo of Tupac while he was alive. Unless there's something that happened in the hospital prior to the shooting, I should say. Prior to the shooting.
150. Do you recognize the people in States 150?
I don't know that at the time. I didn't know their names. That's me sitting here. I had the black pants with like a tuxedo type vest, and white T-shirt, and I learned this is Ayden Mean, and I don't know at the time I didn't know their names.
Okay. All right. Have you subsequently met or learned their names since then?
I've learned their names, and I met Ayden a couple times, just out and about.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 149. Since that night, have you learned who these people's names are?
Yes.
And does this accurately reflect who their names are?
It says their names. I can't say if it's them or not, but yes.
Okay.
Can't say if it's them or not?
149, 150 evidence.
Any objection?
The defendant is the coffer.
At this time, I'm just going to move in 149.
No objection to 149.
149 will be admitted.
I'm sorry, 150.
He meant 150.
150.
149 will not be admitted. 150 will be admitted.
Can you, can we publish 150?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Jefferson, do you have the mouse in front of you right there?
Oh, right here? Yeah. Okay, yeah.
All right. Can you use the mouse and show us if you see yourself in this?
Yeah, this is me right here.
And then you said there was somebody next to you that you came to know?
Yeah, I learned this was Ayden Mean.
Okay. Approximately when in this night is this photo taken from?
I don't know the exact time, but...
Like in the sequence of events. I don't need a time, but this is after you get pulled out of your vehicle?
No.
When is this? When you come back?
When I come back, yes.
Okay. All right, so then we'll get to that.
Yes.
So, at some point, are you released from the scene, told you can go?
Yes.
And where do you go?
I go back to my hotel.
And what do you do at the hotel?
I go back to the craft table where my buddy was, and I'm talking to him, telling him what's going on. And
I'm sure it's a hell of a story you're telling.
Oh, yeah, it was, yeah.
And then does anything happen that draws you back to the scene?
Yeah, well, while I was there, I guess I was there maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. And while I'm standing there talking to him, I get a tap on my shoulder. And it's a police officer. It's the same police officer that snatched me out of my car. And he said, we fucked up. The detectives want you back at the scene. So we need to get you back at the scene.
And had you at the scene told police officers where you were staying?
Yes, I did.
Now, when you get back to the scene, how does that happen?
Excuse me. The officer said that we see your Suburban still outside. we need your Suburban back on the scene, and we need you as well. He said, okay, well, I'll drive it back. He said, no, my partner will drive your Suburban back, and you'll ride in the car with me.
Now, where did you sit in the car riding back?
I sat in the front seat.
Okay, so you're sitting in the front seat of a police vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And then another officer is driving your Suburban back?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, do they become aware that you actually took a photo of Mr. Shakur and Mr. Knight just minutes before the shooting?
Yes.
And how does that happen?
Well, once I got back to the scene, the officer said a detective will come and talk to you. So I sat in the car 20, 30 minutes or so. And then a detective came over, talked to me, introduced himself to me, and he just asked me, what happened, describe what happened.
And did you tell him, to the best of your recollection, what happened?
Yes.
And then at some point, did they ask for your camera?
Yeah, well, I told him that I was in the intersection. I took a picture, and then he got like, oh, really? And I said, yeah. And he asked me, do I still have the camera? I said, yeah, the camera's in my truck.
And so, do you give it over to the police?
Yeah, I back then we had the 35 millimeter where they had the self-rewind, because I think I had either 24 or 36 exposures, but I hadn't taken all the pictures. So the camera has like a self-rewind where you can rewind the film. So I rewound it, and I gave them the cartridge.
Okay. So back then there was a roll of film, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you would load the camera by stretching the film across the bottom of it.
Well, it wasn't that kind.
Oh, okay.
You just put it in, and then it
automatically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it was done, it would automatically rewind the film into the canister.
Yeah, unless you did the self-rewind, and you didn't want to do the whole 24, 36, or whatever it was.
And so you did the self-rewind and then handed over the film to the police.
Yes.
At some point, do they give you back the film?
Yeah, a couple weeks later.
And then do you develop that film?
Yes.
And it's at that point that you realize, oh, I have this photo.
Yes.
Since that time, obviously, that photo had become pretty famous. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Yes, it has.
And as a result of it being associated with this case and the night of this particular murder, has there been some accusations of a conspiracy theory of you somehow staging this scene?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, the internet does what it does. People, it was set up. It was a movie scene. Yeah.
That you had staged this scene?
Yeah, I staged it. I currently work in the movie industry as a picture card coordinator, so they put that all together.
Let me ask you this, or did you stage this scene?
I did not.
Nothing further.
Thank you, Mr. Palal. Cross-examination, Mr. Sant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jefferson, are you aware that the picture that you took ended up on the cover of a book written by Kathy Scott?
Yes.
Did you allow for permission for that to happen?
Yeah, she licensed it through my agency.
I see. And with regard to that picture, I'm assuming at some point that you were able to sell the rights to that picture to people who needed to use that picture in furtherance of whatever project they had.
Yeah, the agency that represented it, they did. They licensed it to different.
Okay. And then with regards to the night, so your testimony is you're coming out of the Monte Carlo, you're on Las Vegas Boulevard, and you see Shug's BMW on Las Vegas Boulevard. Is that right?
I didn't see it when I first got there.
Yeah.
It pulled up next to me.
All right. So if I could just show you State's Exhibit number 1.
I have it.
That's one. Okay, I'm going to show you what's been marked admitted as State's Exhibit number 1 first.
They're the same. I love the dark room. Love the feel of developer.
I'm assuming you're not from Las Vegas.
No, sir.
All right. So this, you just tell me if you can recognize just from this aerial view what we're looking at here with State's Exhibit number 1.
Nobody sees Vegas from this side unless they're in a helicopter.
I mean, based on what it says, MGM, Carriage House, Harmon, Koval, Flamingo.
Right. In terms of where the Monte Carlo is or was at the time when you were there, can you point out on this map where it would have been?
Is this Las Vegas Boulevard right here?
So if you take that
cursor.
Oh, you know what? That doesn't work.
Oh yeah, it's not working right now.
If you could do me a favor.
Where it says MGM Grand, is that the Las Vegas Boulevard?
Yes, but if you could just get up, sir, you could point to the screen up over there if you want to get up.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So is this Las Vegas Boulevard?
Yes, sir.
Well, how's Harmon over there?
He doesn't know his map.
Let me ask you this question real quick.
I can't tell where Las Vegas Boulevard is. Sorry.
No, that's all right. And once again, I just want you to be familiar with this. If you're not familiar with it, I'll just take it down.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
No worries. You can back up on the stand. That's fine. And fair to say, of course, we're talking 30 years, and you're not from here, so it would be very difficult for you to remember that kind of stuff, right?
Remember what?
Details about, on an aerial map where Las Vegas Boulevard is, maybe where Tropicana.
I could, if I had a actual map that showed where the street is, because it said Harmon on one area. If you could put it back up, that would.
Sure. You want to go back down and?
No, I could do it from Harmon. Okay. Well, it says Harmon, so Harmon. Oh, okay, I see. So the red dot is Harmon in Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, that's where I took the picture at. Okay. Yes, gotcha.
All right, and that's where the cars eventually ended up anyhow on the way back.
Yes.
Okay. Now we see on State's Exhibit Number 1, you have this Flamingo and this right here.
Yes.
Any reason to dispute that that's Flamingo?
No.
Okay.
From what it says, Flamingo.
Sure. Got to follow what the map says, you know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this. So I'm going to scroll in here real quick. You said you see them over off of Harmon, meaning Suge and Tupac over on Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard.
We were on Las Vegas Boulevard.
In the beginning?
Yes, sir.
And that's where you took the picture of Tupac and Suge?
Yes, sir.
And you're doing it from your Suburban?
Yes.
And then at some point they're saying, hey, come with us to the club. And I'm assuming at that point, you tell me if I'm wrong, you didn't know where 662 was.
I did not.
All right, so you're just following the procession.
Just following, yes.
So at some point, Suge's in vehicle number one. There's two other vehicles behind it, and then you slip in as vehicle number, I guess, 4 in the line or 3 behind Suge.
I think it was 3 cars back.
Okay, behind Suge's vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you are driving down at this particular point, and you're going down Las Vegas Boulevard, heading north, as you said before.
Yes.
And then you make a right-hand turn on Flamingo.
Yes.
And then you head down. Now, I just want to be very clear. When you get to that intersection, which would be the intersection where everyone stops, it was a red light.
Yeah, I didn't make it all the way to the intersection, to Koval. I didn't make it all the way there.
Why not?
Because I was back, and I don't know, like I said, like three cars back. So I didn't make it all the way to the intersection.
The intersection.
Yes.
Okay.
When I made the U-turn, I was in the middle of between Koval and Las Vegas.
So how did you make your U-turn?
I made a big wide U-turn. I was in the second lane.
Okay.
We were in the second lane, and I made the U-turn into the, I guess, third lane and went back over in the other direction.
I see. Now, when you make that turn, you come back over, you make a left back on, you're following Suge's vehicle all the way through.
Yes, sir.
Are you still number 3 or number 4 in the procession?
I think I was like number 2.
Oh,
I was behind the green Lexus.
Okay. And then when you get to this intersection, that's
Harmon.
That's Harmon right there. So yes. That's when you stop your vehicle, you get out of your vehicle at that point.
Well, they pulled me out the vehicle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They pull you out of the vehicle. And fair to say, there's a lot of confusion going on that night.
From who?
I would imagine with police officers, they arrive on scene, they don't know what's going on or who's who, right?
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah. But that night, can you describe for us the traffic when you were stopped? I mean, were there cars on the road? Were there people on the sidewalks? Anything like that?
Yeah, there was traffic. It was like, I guess you would say, medium traffic.
and people on the streets?
Yes.
All right. Now, when you first arrived and you had seen Suge and Tupac, can you describe for us a little bit about, I mean, they're in the vehicle, and you recognized the vehicle, right? Because
I didn't know the vehicle, no.
Oh, did you see Suge and Tupac in the vehicle?
That's what I saw. The wheels is what caught my attention.
The wheels.
And then I looked back, and I saw Tupac and Suge.
Okay. And
He's
were
a
people
car
running
guy,
up to the
remember?
car?
No.
And so when you ran up, Tupac, was he hanging out of the window? Was he sitting in his chair?
He was sitting in his seat.
Okay. And when you have that conversation with him, of course, you're having a conversation, and it's not like, I mean, you're not hearing people screaming out Tupac's name or anything like that.
No.
That particular point.
No.
Now, in addition to that, you said that that when you were summoned back to the area by the police, they told you to take your vehicle and actually put it back into the area that it was before? No.
No.
They just drive over to the area in your suburb?
Yeah, the officer drove it back.
I see.
He didn't put it back where it was.
Do you know any reason why they would have just driven your vehicle back?
They did drive it back.
I know, but why did they? You know?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And when you were there, you had made mention that your film was taken, you had given your film over to Metro.
To the detective.
And when you got it back, it still was not developed?
It was in strips.
Ah, I see. So they had developed it.
They developed it, yes.
Gotcha. So what you had was the negative.
Yes, sir.
And then you printed from the negative.
I took it to a photo, a 1 hour photo, and they developed it.
Okay. Sir, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Anything further, Mr. Paul?
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Okay, we have one.
Juror question incoming. Lawyers, step on up. Let's see what the question is. Give them a minute, see if they ask it. A lot of style in this courtroom. Not like
Just a
South
question
Carolina,
from our
but
jurors.
different.
Can you recall the name of the detective who introduced himself to you the night when you arrived back on the scene?
Kevin Manning.
Okay. Any follow-up based on that state?
Yes, you can.
Defense?
Hang on.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Jefferson. You are free to go. Have a good day. Steve, who's your next witness?
Mario Diaz.
Mario Diaz?
Yes.
Lots of money in this courtroom. Fair bounce. But they're out of the game now, right?
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
Thank you.
You may proceed, Mr. Jefferson.
Sorry, may I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Do you want me to stand up?
He's standing when he does that part. Sorry. Go ahead.
Mario Diaz.
And may I have you spell it?
Oh, Mario. D-I-A-Z. D as in David, I-A-Z.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. Now your turn, Mr. DeJohnson.
Thank you. Mr. Diaz, what do you do for a living?
I'm a filmmaker. I direct documentaries, and I'm also a showrunner for documentaries and documentary series.
What does a showrunner mean?
I'm basically the person in charge of all of the creative. I put together essentially the series from a creative standpoint, and I also, make sure that all of the logistics of filming and editing the piece, just everything runs by me, through me.
At some point, are you contacted by a company to create a documentary related to Death Row Records and the story of its rise and its ultimate fall.
Yes. As I remember, my agent at the time called me and told me that there was an opening for a job directing a 6-part series about Death Row Records for a company called E1. Actually, technically, it was for Creature Films, which is a subsidiary of E1. And so I went and interviewed for it, I think, a couple of times, and I got it.
Prior to you becoming involved in, well, you got the job, so prior to you getting the job, had E1 contracted with anyone to assist in that documentary?
Yes. Before I came on, there were 2 consultants that were hired. Greg Kading, who's a former LAPD detective, and Mike Dorsey, who is also a documentarian, who's been following this case for a while. The defendant was also on board, I was told, and so was Suge Knight. They had agreed to participate.
And you kind of motioned in this direction. Do you know the defendant, Duane Davis?
Yes.
And you recognize him here in court?
Yes.
Can you, I didn't make you go through all this. Is it this gentleman right here?
Yes.
Does it reflect the identification of the defendant, Judge?
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this. Once you actually took over the job, did you learn whether or not the defendant was being compensated for his role in participating in this documentary?
I was made aware that he was being paid, yes.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, who's the person who finally provided him the money?
I was not in charge of the money per se. Somebody else was cutting checks. There was some, there's usually a protocol for that, and so I don't remember exactly who it was. I know that I, at one point, actually handed him a check.
That was my question.
Yes, yeah.
You're the one.
Somebody gave it to me, and I made that handoff.
I know it's been some years now. Can you give us an approximate amount of money Mr. Davis was compensated for his participation?
Don't remember the exact amount at all, but anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, I would imagine.
And for that compensation, did you conduct interviews on camera with Mr. Davis?
Yes.
And how many formal interviews did you conduct with Mr. Davis?
We did 2 interviews in the summer of 2017. I believe that they were maybe weeks apart from each other, and they were probably around 2 hours and change each.
And there would have been a camera rolling for the interview. Well, let's talk about the setup. Describe for me how you had this set up for the interviews.
We maybe did, 30, 35 interviews for the entire series. We're filling up 6 hours of material for broadcast. So we did upwards of 30 interviews, and we mostly did them in a studio that the production company E1 had in the building. And we asked Mr. Davis to come to our building. We set up 2 cameras, and he basically sat across from me, and I asked questions.
Did you have anybody to, did you have a subject matter expert as well that you were able to communicate with during the interview?
So yes, the aforementioned Mike Dorsey was there during the interview. He wasn't in the room; he was in a separate room, and I had him in my ear. So he would sometimes, we would communicate. I would sometimes text while the interview was happening, just to corroborate certain things that Mr. Davis was saying.
And Mr. Dorsey, did he have the ability to hear what was going on inside the room?
Yes. Yeah. He had his own speaker setup.
And did you subsequently learn that he had his own recordings of your interviews that were audio only?
Yes.
At some point, you wind up making this documentary. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Now, to promote this documentary, well, let me ask you this. Do you know what a sizzle reel is?
Correct. Yes.
What is a sizzle reel?
Well, sizzle reel is traditionally used we put together like a little trailer of sorts with existing materials about whatever the subject matter is. And that sizzle reel is used to entice buyers to essentially pay for the production of the series or whatever it may be, documentary, one-off. So in this case, there was a sizzle reel made.
And did that sizzle reel get made prior to your involvement?
I believe so, yes.
And you, obviously, once you became involved, did you wind up using some of that sizzle reel to kind of promote each episode of the Death Row?
I don't remember that we did that. It was only used for it was used by the producers to drum up interest in the series.
Last night, did you meet with me?
I did.
And did you watch the sizzle reel?
Yes.
Judge, I have the sizzle reel marked as state proposed exhibit.
Please no music. Please no music.
I would offer it at this point.
Any objection, Mr. Swift?
No objection. All right.
It'll be admitted.
You can switch it on to me.
On the Duane CBD days, I was a confident, kingpin drug dealer. I'm the only one alive that really can tell you the story about the Tupac shit. People have been pursuing me for 20 years. Newspapers, magazines. I'm coming out now to tell the story because I got cancer. I got nothing else to lose. All I care about now is the truth. This story starts in the streets of Compton, all the way to the streets of Las Vegas, where Tupac was killed that night. All the people that was in Vegas that weekend, it's like a curse. Mostly everybody's dead or got life in prison. It was a crazy night, and I was a witness to everything that happened. And it will surprise you the truth I got to tell you.
That sounds really scripted. Okay, I can't play this. Wow. Let's see if we
So it's Death Row Chronicles. Did you?
We still up?
Well, I guess who named it Death Row Chronicles?
I think I did.
Okay. So the documentary you wound up creating was Death Row Chronicles.
Yes.
And did it air on a station?
Yeah, it was on BET.
And BET is a network.
Yes. Black Entertainment Television.
And how many episodes ran?
We did 6 episodes, roughly an hour each.
And prior to episode 5, is there any audio or video that was produced or shown to the public of Mr. Davis?
I think he's in it very briefly in a little promo that we show at the very beginning of the series, perhaps. I don't remember exactly. And he was also there to talk a little bit about Suge. They grew up together.
Do you, when you get to episode 5, is that the point where you're about to tell, I guess episode 6, is that when you tell the story of...
Right, so the series really looks at the entirety of Death Row Records' history. From the very beginning with Suge Knight, we introduced different characters, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, etc. And then when we get to episode 5, we really delve into, well, a little bit in episode 5, but mostly in episode 6, we really delve into the investigation. We wanted to update the public as to where the investigation had been up to that point.
And within those episode 5 and episode 6, is Mr. Davis seen or some of his interviews with you released to the public.
Yes.
In addition to the fact that Mr. Davis is on there, did you have access to the 2008 proffer recording?
I did.
And so when you produced episode, in particular 6, are there times when Mr. Davis is on the screen and other times when you're using the proffer to tell the story?
Yes. Yeah, we alternated between the interview that I conducted with him and the audio from the proffer that he did in 2008.
Judge, I have marked as State's Proposed Exhibit number 123 just the clips that involve Mr. Davis, either face or voice, from episodes 5 and episode 6.
Okay.
I offer those at this time.
Any objection?
Any objection?
You may.
Please, no music. I tell you, if they've got Tupac playing in the background, we're going to have a problem. More clips incoming. If it's just voice, we're good. But what's with the hand signals? A little chatty in the courtroom. Looks like sidebar's over.
All right, so pursuant to the conversations at the bench, there's no objection to the admission. It will be admitted.
So I'm just going to go through these with you. I'm going to start in episode 105. And you can see that generally at the bottom there's a timestamp there of when in the recording. Maybe I should back up. This was released when?
2018.
And shortly thereafter, are you contacted by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department asking for the raw footage?
Yes.
At that point, were you able to provide the raw footage?
No.
Did you become aware that that the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department was only provided what was publicly released in 2018 on BET?
What's your response?
I'll ask it a different way.
Okay.
What was the only thing BET was willing to give us?
What was aired publicly.
And so now I want to go through episode 5 and episode 6 with you. So the first one.
Did you hear someone say words to the effect of, "Hey man, let's get out of here"?
No. I seen him pulling people off of me. That's all I see.
Orlando testified on you. Why'd he do that?
We're going to get a strike on this.
Paid us off. Oh, he gave up $60,000 to say that.
We have to. Happy birthday. You look good. It didn't work because the next day.
You're in the head right fucking now.
We're going to.
So Mr. Davis told you a story about Mr. Anderson's probation, or sorry, Mr. Anderson at Suge Knight's probation violation hearing?
Yes.
And then the next clip.
Why are you now telling me what you're telling me?
Because I wanted to get the truth out.
Now in that clip, he's not in a studio. Where are you guys?
Vegas.
Here in Las Vegas.
And that is, well, why were you here in Las Vegas?
We thought it would be interesting to film him where the shooting occurred so that he could walk us through it at the actual site.
Now I'm going to go to episode 6.
I'm trying to break up the sound but still hear it as much as
I'm just
possible.
going to go with these each in order.
Man, well, I feel I can still go to jail with that, man. Because this is federal.
So in this video, you can see Mr. Davis walking, but is that him actually speaking to you, or is that cut in from the 2008 proffer?
I believe that's the 2000.
Want me to play it again?
Yes. That's from the interview with me.
I think it's actually in the other interview.
When you say the interview with you, the sound is not the same as when he's walking down the street. Correct. I guess you should ask that question.
Yes, correct. So he's there. It's like a little preview, what you're going to get later, essentially. So we keep it's just his feet to create a sense of mystery. The audio comes from the actual interview that I conducted.
In 2017.
Correct.
Okay. That's clearly in the studio, both with the two different backgrounds.
Yep.
Is it the same studio?
Yeah.
Is it the same interview?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
I can tell you why we did that technically, but it'll bore you.
The two different backgrounds?
Yeah.
The very next one?
You did.
Obviously, that's all studio.
Yes, correct.
So in this clip, it's sort of the last clip, but now you've led into and cut some of the proffering.
Correct. Yes. This is where we first introduce it.
Cut for TV and commercials and outros and intros.
I'm getting the sense here that before commercial, you kind of lead off, and with commercial, you remind people what they just saw.
Yes.
Next one.
Don't bullshit me, and I won't bullshit y'all. You know what I'm saying?
That one's completely the problem.
Don't bullshit me, and I won't bullshit y'all. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem. We tried to identify it up top so that people would know the difference.
That's a combination of both.
Correct.
I forgot to ask this question. You said you were there. You said Mike Dorsey was there. You said Duane Davis was there. Is there any other person in that room as well?
Mr. Davis brought his lawyer.
You remember his name?
Wayne Higgins.
So he had a lawyer with him while doing this with you?
Yes.
And now I can't remember. It's this one.
Went to the apartment.
For the most part, although I think you hear Greg Kading's voice, is that right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
That's Mr. Davis himself in the interview.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cannot do that.
We caught a little bit of Mob James there.
Keep it for the code.
It's a mixture of both.
It's a combination. Yeah.
Obviously the proffer.
Yes.
I think we'll get a few more left down here.
Went in the back. It's a hotel called the Carriage House. Got up out of the car.
I think that's the studio interview.
You have some graphics going on, but that's him in the studio speaking.
Correct.
It's crazy that
So that's a combination of the material we shot here in Vegas with the studio interview.
Sometime after the indictment in this particular case, is there a position change
we
by
might have a strike.
People who control
Are we up still?
The raw footage and intellectual property to what Mr. Davis said?
Yes, both the production company and the network, I think, agreed to provide it.
And were you at all involved in the reasons why they decided to provide it?
I think I lobbied a little bit, but Mike Dorsey lobbied a lot stronger to get it released.
Was there any particular position that Mr. Davis was taken that caused you, Mike Dorsey, as well as the company to change their minds?
Yeah, I mean, in general, we heard that he said that this was just for show, that he was getting paid, this was Hollywood, this was all just, show business.
The term scripted came up as well. Was your show scripted at all?
No, and I.
He's like, yes.
I pride myself in making sure that my work meets the strictest journalistic standards. I did not coach him in any way. We had meetings where I generally, very brief meetings when he was in the office, where I generally told him sort of where I was going with my questioning, but there was no coaching, no coercion, nothing of the sort. It was nothing was predetermined. I never provided questions ahead of time either.
And once you became involved, obviously there are other people you guys wind up interviewing that aren't Shug or Mr. Davis or Mr. Kading or Mr. Dorsey.
Sure.
And any of those people, were they compensated for their participation?
Were not.
So once you came on board, everybody else was uncompensated.
Correct.
Did there come a point in time where you were able to provide a transcript of the actual tapes that were the videotapes of your interviews of Mr. Davis?
Yes. I was contacted by Detective Mogg, and is that his last name?
Mogg?
Yes. Suddenly had a... we talked for a bit, and he took a statement, and I then provided the transcripts to him of both of the sit-down interviews.
And I'm going to show you something just for identification purposes, but I'm going to show you State's Proposed Exhibit number 113 and 114. Do you recognize at least the first page of those particular transcripts?
Yes.
And those look like the way your transcripts were provided to us.
Yeah.
During the course of this, were you able ever to get, or was E1 Entertainment ever able to get us the tapes themselves, the raw footage?
They did not, and I wasn't really privy to that
I can explain
process, but I think that they could not find them. It was what I was told, or maybe they didn't try hard enough to find them. Not sure.
Were you aware that Mr. Dorsey was able to give us the audio copies that he had?
Yes.
And were you aware that there are small sections of the tape that are on the transcripts that aren't on his audio, but he also has things on his audio that weren't captured because the camera wasn't running?
Correct. Yeah. When we would break for a break or something, or for lunch, he would continue recording.
I haven't got a copyright strike yet. I've just been flagged on my channel. It just popped up and told me that my content might match something else, so the other creator gets to choose what to do. If they choose to strike, it takes down my stream immediately, and then I have to fight it. If they choose to claim it, it just takes all the monetization from this one. So we're still waiting for their choice on their end.
Good morning.
Doesn't seem to be automated.
Have you ever testified in a criminal case before?
First time.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I would imagine it's a little bit of an experience for you. Let me ask you these questions real quick. So in terms of what you do for work, you are a producer or a director?
I'm a showrunner is the technical term. I basically run the entire production.
Right. And obviously when we say production, it's something that would be considered maybe geared towards entertainment value, right?
Yes.
Now, in your career as and is it considered Hollywood what you do?
Not necessarily. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in terms of what you do, for instance, have you ever had to take a deposition before?
No.
All right. And in terms of what we're looking at here on this particular night, you were the director and the producer of this particular project?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were working for, not Entertainment One, but for another company that was a subsidiary of Entertainment One?
Creature Films.
Okay, Creature Films. Now, your testimony to us is that, hey, I'm just there. Duane Davis shows up for the interview. Is that right?
Yes.
Who reached out to him from your company to do the interview?
I'm not quite sure who did the initial reach out.
Just want to make sure I'm clear here. In terms of your work was just only to ask the questions and sort of verify the information that you had prior to the interview with Mr. Davis?
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, yes. I was there to ask the questions, make sure I got the material in order to build the series.
Right. And with what you were doing, though, obviously there would have been a team of people with you, right?
Yes.
Now, the series itself, there's an individual that's named in your series by the name of Greg Kading.
Yes.
Who was he?
Well, I mentioned him earlier. He's a Los Angeles police detective, and he was a consultant on the project.
Right, so his name is actually...
A paid consultant.
I'm sorry?
A paid consultant.
Right, so his name was one of the credits that was in the... when you do your credit.
Yeah, at the end, yes, sir.
Now, in addition to that, you had mentioned a man by the name of Mike Dorsey.
Correct.
And Mike Dorsey was also somebody who was what exactly?
A consultant.
He was a consultant.
Yes.
And as far as you know, the two of them, Mike Dorsey and Greg Kading, helped to write a book.
Yes.
And what was the name of the book?
Murder Rap.
All right. Did you read that book?
I did.
Murder Rap.
You want to make an approach?
Sure.
Showing you what's been marked as proposed defense exhibit D as in David. Do you recognize this photograph?
Mm-hmm.
And what is that?
Cover of the book.
Okay, great. Yeah. Your Honor, this time I'd like to move for the admission of defense exhibit D as in David.
Any objection, State?
No objection.
So admit it.
This can be the photo and the cover of the book with the author's name in big letters. And they show a Beretta 92 FS instead of a Glock, so they got the gun wrong.
Or at least the cover of the book.
The cover, yeah.
Right. And I appreciate you being specific about this. Now, fair to say though, that the book was really sort of the core of what you were doing in terms of the information you'd received, right?
So we had both Kading and Dorsey as consultants, but I also interviewed other authors who also wrote books, and I read those books as well. So
Great.
It wasn't, in other words, this was not my only source.
Okay. And so can you tell us who your other sources were that you read to help you with your
I think there's a book, it was the first one I read called Original Gangsters, which was written by Ben Westhoff, I believe. And then there was another book, and I'm not going to remember the title, by a woman called Cassie. Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Okay. A very seminal book about. West Coast rap and gangster blues.
Yeah, you can move freely.
I'm showing you what's been marked as proposed defense exhibit E as in Edward. Do you recognize that?
Is that it?
Kathy, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that a picture of the cover of the book by Kathy Scott you just referred to?
It looks like it. I don't remember what the cover looks like, but
sure.
Yes. Seems accurate enough.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to move to
Accurate
the
enough.
admission of defense exhibit E as in Edward.
Any objection, State? What was that?
No objection.
Okay, so admit it. Sorry, I just didn't hear.
We're going to point out all the
Fishing for the cherry.
books that were written. There, once again, they've licensed that photo.
Is that the picture, or is that the book? What other books did you review prior to your documentary?
This is the only 3 I remember.
Okay. Now, fair to say, of course, you're in the business of drawing people to your work, right? You want people to purchase your work, view your work. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms
I'm
of...
not in the, I'm sorry, can I amend that?
Sure.
I'm not in the business of drawing people to my work. I'm in the business of creating compelling
that people are drawn
television or television programming or films.
Whatever you tell yourself.
Okay. So
It's a different standard.
Can you explain to me what the difference in standards are?
I don't do. Okay, so the best distinction I can draw is like I don't necessarily do reality television, where it's just it's somewhat manufactured, it's bombastic, it's anything goes. I make documentaries which are traditionally based in journalism. I'm out there trying to get to the truth of something. And that truth, I believe, is compelling enough to draw an audience.
So in terms of the direction that you have with the project, in this particular case, there was a direction, right? The direction was we're here to document the rise and fall of the death row record label, right?
Absolutely.
And in terms of how Mr. Davis would fit into the idea behind it, is that it's with the death of Tupac Shakur and the shooting of Marion Chignan.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of what you were doing, though, fair to say that you had a direction. This is where you wanted to go with the project, right?
It's an important element of the story, but
right.
It's not my final destination. My final destination is revealing the entire story of Death Row Records, which includes this unfortunate chapter.
Sure. And you
Final
want
Destination's
to be
a different
accurate
movie altogether.
about what you're presenting in your presentation.
Yeah, to the best of my ability.
Right. And so in this case, you turn to Greg Kading and this other person, I'm sorry, what was his name again?
Mike Dorsey.
Mike Dorsey, for their verification of what was accurate and what was not, right?
Yes.
Now, do you recall a person by the name of Tara Long?
Yes.
Who's Tara?
Tara was the head of E1 at the time.
Okay. And she was involved with the project on some level, right?
Yeah, I mean, now that you mention it, I think that she was maybe pivotal in bringing Keefe in. And I'm not sure how Greg and Dorsey came, but maybe through her, maybe through Creature. But again, they were there before it came on.
Sure. And in terms of Tara's participation, can you tell the jury what contract was set up between Duane Davis and the company?
I cannot. I don't know what the details of the contract are.
So you never saw the contract?
No.
And you don't know, you can't tell this jury, for instance, how much money was promised to Mr. Davis as a result?
No, I can only guess because I handed him a check at one point, or various checks at some point, and I don't, I think I remember the installments were like in the 5,000s or something. But
Right.
I'm just not sure.
And so, and you had represented to the jury before on the state's direct that you believe there was one check, but now you're thinking, okay, it may have been installments of checks, multiple checks, right?
It could be, yes.
Look at that smile.
And the person that would have the most information about something like this would be Tara Long, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, the terms of the agreement was that he was going to come in, give his interview, and then leave, right?
I'm not sure what was agreed upon.
Now, you did how many interviews with him?
2.
Why?
2 and the one in Vegas.
Right, but the 2 that were in studio, why did you do 2?
As I recall, he came in to do 1, and he was not dressed for the interview appropriately. I think he came in shorts and a T-shirt or something like that. And I thought that he was going to back out, so I asked him to sit down so that we can go through some of the questions. And so we did. And then he ultimately decided to leave, and then chose to come back in a suit and tie. And that's actually the interview that you see the most.
I see. So what he came back in is what was basically requested of him to do, is to dress a little bit better than what he dressed that day?
Yeah, although I think that was his idea to dress better.
Now, in terms of the first interview, do you have a recording of that?
I don't have a recording. I have a transcript.
Okay. Is that the transcript that was referred to earlier? Is that a yes?
Yes, sorry.
Now, that's all right. And now, in terms of your recollection, is the next day you come back and you have the interview with Mr. Davis, the one that we're seeing snippets of right now?
I'm not sure if it was the next day, but it was sometime after.
Now, in your presentation, obviously, there is a lot of, I don't know what you would call it in Hollywood, like tones, ominous tones.
Thematic music.
As, you know, Mr. Davis is walking down the street. That's obviously for some type of cinematic effect, right?
Yeah, we're underscoring the drama of it.
Right, and it's just to sort of build up an interest in whatever that scene is.
Right.
Okay. So the view of Mr. Davis walking, can you tell us where he was walking and why he was walking in the direction that he was being filmed?
The one in Vegas, you mean?
Yeah.
He says it on the clip. He was at Koval and Flamingo, and he was there to kind of walk us through what happened that night.
Okay. In terms of walking us through, for instance, do you film him being exactly in the lane, pointing to the other lane and saying, this is the lane where this happened, this is the lane where these women were, or anything like that? Do you have that?
Don't remember exactly.
So he's standing on the corner of Koval and Flamingo on some corner and saying, this is where my life changed.
Yes.
Something like that,
yes,
right?
correct.
But in terms of specifics of where it was that everyone was located on the street, did you film him pointing to exactly where this was, exactly where that was, here I was there?
I think we did.
Okay, and that would be...
I don't have that, I don't think we have that transcript.
Okay, and once again, you don't have the transcript, you think you did, but as you're sitting here right now for this jury, you can't show that, right?
I can't show it, and I'm not entirely certain. But I would think that if I brought him there, it would be more than just to appear on camera for 30 seconds and say my life was changed.
Sure.
And I do recall being there for much longer than that.
Okay. And once again, it should be captured on film somewhere, if it's from you guys. Okay, but it's not here today.
No.
Now, in addition to that, your testimony is that you had, there were parts of the video that shows like, I guess there was like a proffer version. You said there was a proffer and there was a guy with a beard. Is that in the proffer?
There's a guy with a beard?
Yeah, there was. I saw a snippet and it was just a glance, but it was a guy with a beard and you said it was the proffer. Is it just the audio recording with the backdrop of some guy with a beard?
So what we did was we had the proffer audio. We had the interview that I conducted in the studio, and then we had some recreations where we brought an actor and some actors to kind of recreate the setting of the proffer. And in that, Greg Kading appears. He's visibly in the room, listening to the actor who's playing Mr. Davis.
Oh, I see. So it was just a
reenactment,
dramatization. Is
correct.
What we call it. Okay. Now, when you're setting that up and that's happening, that's Greg Kading's direction, right?
Direction?
Meaning that he's telling you, here's how everything was, or this is how the room looked, or something along those lines.
To some degree, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
there were some camera considerations there too.
And Greg Kading was being paid for his work?
He was.
Now, he also at some point shares with you, I would assume, and you tell me if I'm wrong, that there was a proffer, and the proffer was done in 2008.
Yes.
Now, your project was when again? I'm sorry.
Say that again?
When was your project? When was
2017 is when we filmed. 2018 is when it aired.
Okay. And you're hearing this from Greg Kading, and you understood, I was imagining, based upon the proffer, that there was an agreement that, hey, he's going to give information, and on that information, he was not going to be prosecuted, right?
Yes.
Was there some condition that would, if there was a violation of that condition, would then cause the proffer to be made public?
Objection 1 calls for speculation. 2, legal conclusion. The court's already ruled on the admissibility of the proffer.
What's your response?
It's, well, let me rephrase the question, Judge.
Okay, so I'll sustain the objection and you'll rephrase.
Let me ask you this. So, in terms of your interview, is that a yes?
No. I'm listening.
I know, but once again, when you say I just have to make sure it's clear.
What was your question in terms of your interview?
I'm just listening to the question, so it's not a yes.
Okay. In terms of your recollection, was there a reason why, in your recollection, Mr. Davis could give his information to you?
Like he could?
Action calls for a legal conclusion.
There's no legal.
No. Is there a reason why?
He could? Are you just asking if he told him, or?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to rephrase a little bit.
Did Mr. Davis, did you ever find out as to why Mr. Davis gave this interview to you in 2017?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Did you at any point during the time period ever know
what time
if Mr. Davis had violated the terms of his property?
Objection.
New approach.
Okay, so here we have an issue that's been litigated successfully for the prosecution pre-trial, and that is the admissibility of this evidence from the proffer, the audio tape. The police say he violated it, so that we're allowed to use it. It's fair game. Defense is basically trying to relitigate that in front of the jury and saying that's not fair because he didn't do it. Now, we saw some of this yesterday as well. Maybe it was the day before. I think there's a way he can get some information to that extent from this witness. The state does not like it at all. We'll see if the defense lets him, or the defense gets any of it in. Basically, we are going to hear from the witness, if the defense gets their way, that Duane Davis was willing to do this because he would not be prosecuted. Or something to that extent. Witness is just chilling. Witness asks a question of the bailiff. Do I have to sit here? Do I have to stay here very long? I think he's almost done. See what questions asked here, see who wins.
So when you set up, or at least was the director or the producer of the project, at that particular point, all you know is that Mr. Davis is in front of you to give an interview.
Yes.
And when you had an opportunity to sit down with Mr. Davis, you went through an interview, and I want to make sure I'm clear here. Was the interview done in a way where he promised to tell you the truth?
No. I mean, I would assume that he would tell me the truth.
Sure. But once again, though, it's not like you're sitting here right now where you swore to tell the truth that you're under oath.
Correct.
And with regard to the information you did receive from Mr. Davis, did you at any point verify any of it?
Yes, of course. I mean, that's partly why I had Mike Dorsey in another room.
Sure. So it would be Mike Dorsey and or Greg Kading confirming the information that you are getting from Mr. Davis.
Correct.
Now, in the event, though, that you believe that Mr. Davis was not giving you the information that was consistent with Mr. Kading or Mr. Dorsey's interpretation, what would have to happen at that particular point?
Well, I mean, I also conducted 30-plus interviews, so some of those other interviews in the show would corroborate what he said or not.
But once again, I'm asking you specifically about Mr. Davis.
No, I'm saying, I'm talking about Mr. Davis's interview.
Sure.
He provided some details in that interview that I not only did I corroborate those with Mr. Dorsey or Kading, but I interviewed people like Mob James. I interviewed other people who could corroborate certain aspects of his story as well.
Okay, so Mob James, you relied on his credibility, what he what you learned from him in order to determine that guy's credibility?
No, I'm just saying there's just a big picture. I can't specifically say, oh, this little aspect of it was corroborated by Mark James. I'm just bringing him up as an example.
Sure.
There are many other people that I interviewed as well.
And once again, I want to make sure,
including the two authors of the books that I cited earlier.
right, and that would have been Kathy Scott,
yeah,
and then also
Ben Westhoff, I think his name is.
Okay. And what you're telling us is that their books corroborated what parts, what details of his representations?
It's too general a question to answer right now from memory.
Well, is there any other way for you to remember it? I mean, did you write anything down in preparation for your testimony here today?
No, but I did prepare for the interview based on what I had read.
How did you prepare?
Now, in once again, so your recollection is you used Kathy Scott's book and you used the other book as a way for you to determine whether or not what Mr. Davis was accurate in what he said.
No, just the circumstances of the murder, like who the players were, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And fair to say.
I mean, again, I'm speaking very generally.
Fine, but in terms of the books themselves, were they books in which only you can get a hold of, or were these books accessible by the public?
They're accessible.
You purchased these books.
Of course.
And in terms of the information that you had before you, was readily available information either through Greg Kading's book, or in terms of Kathy Scott's book, or this other person's book?
Could you repeat the question?
The information that you were comparing was information that was readily available in Greg Kading's book, Kathy Scott's book, or this other book you had mentioned before, Ben something, Original Gangsters, the name of the book. Is that yes?
Yes.
Now, after the series had been put together, did you at any point ever ask Mr. Davis to come back and just double check the series before you published it?
No. It's not common practice.
Sure. It's not common practice, meaning you are the one at the end to determine in which direction you want the presentation to go,
yes.
Right? And that's, I would imagine, some type of artistic license given to you and your people.
Sure, yeah. The subject of the interview agrees to the interview with those conditions generally.
Right.
And there's a release form that that person signs.
And do you know where the whereabouts of Tara Long now?
I do not.
Do you know if she's still working in the industry?
Not sure.
One moment, please, John.
Of course.
Of course.
Just one final clarification. In the beginning, we talked a little bit about this. I was trying to write it down. Blaze, that very first snippet that we had, it was like
Sizzle reel.
Sizzle reel. Okay. Did you conduct? Was that your sizzle reel?
No. I mean, it was for the same project, but it preceded me.
Right. In terms of that sizzle reel, do you know how it was created?
I don't know the circumstances. I know he was brought. That's the studio we shot in, so I'm familiar with where it took place, but I don't know who did it, when it was done, or anything like that.
And so, in terms,
I'm just going to add really quickly that the clip that was shown is sort of a composite between the sizzle reel and then like a promo that BET actually did for the show. So somebody put that together, unbeknownst to me, or away from my control.
Okay. And
so you weren't in charge of everything.
But you don't know who that was. And is that a no?
No.
And with the way it was filmed and the reels and so forth, you don't have access to those reels at all, either.
Of that sizzle reel?
Yes.
In particular? No, I do not.
I'm surprised the state was allowed to show that with the dramatic recreation.
And I'm sorry, I don't know if I had asked you this question. I just want to make sure I did or not. the actual contract itself, did you ever see it for yourself?
I did not.
And is it something that you would have signed as the producer or what do they call that? Producer or
showrunner?
Yes.
Is that something that I would have done?
Nobody knows what your position is.
In some cases,
sir.
I have.
But in this case, you did not.
No. These were the terms that came with the job.
Right. Was there any residuals here given to Mr. Davis as a result of his interview?
Residuals?
Meaning that did he get any type of like percentages if
now that I know of, and that's unlikely for this type of show or project.
Can you tell us how much money was made from the creation of this particular project?
No idea. I'm just a conduit. I make the show. I get paid for my part, and then it gets delivered, and then whatever happens with it, just let it go.
Do you get a percentage of whatever is made in the future on the project?
No. Very rarely I get residuals through my union. I belong to the Directors Guild of America. So sometimes I haven't gotten a check for more than $200 for residuals.
So in this project, you were just paid for your work and no further compensation at all?
Not in the documentary world. It's not something that happens very frequently.
I see. And can you tell us the difference between, like, say, for instance, a documentary on Shark Week versus one that you do?
Those are very different things.
I mean, they're both documentaries.
I don't work with animals, no. These are the requirements for that sort of thing, underwater filming. There's just it's like apples and oranges. If you want to draw a distinction between reality TV and what I do, I think I can be more helpful with that.
Yeah, meaning, so there's reality TV, meaning you're filming a shark doing shark things, versus what you do, which is more interpretive.
It's not. I want to be careful about how I answer this.
Sure.
When you're just in nature looking at an animal, there's interpretation too. By the way, there's music added to it. There's other components.
The animal doesn't play the music?
That would fall into the category of
confused.
artistic, artistic input. I would say the same is true of documentaries like this, but they're rooted in wanting to present something that's real and accurate, and that's the school I came from.
But it's not.
But once again, that's an intention. Is that always the case?
Sometimes it isn't. Yeah. It's certainly my intention.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you.
Any redirect, Mr. Paul or Mr. Well, it was you, Mr. Joe.
Thank you, Judge. No, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Diaz.
Ladies and gentlemen, hang on one second. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Okay, we have a couple.
Yay.
Parties approach.
All right, as they hash out these questions really quickly, which they've been able to do pretty fast in this trial. I can't tell yet if I'm going to get a copyright claim or if I'm going to get a copyright strike. YouTube's notified me that they've found content that matches someone else's copyrighted material, and that person has been notified. So I'm just hold please. I'm just waiting. So we're hopeful that. Do they take super chats? No, they just take ad revenue. Which is about 40%. Look at that guy with the pen. He's spinning it forever. Yeah, it takes mere seconds. Why isn't it vice versa? Maybe they're copying you. Because I don't strike people who copy me. I believe in transparency. I believe I'm critiquing. I'm giving my reaction and commentary on somebody else's performance or behavior, and I think that opens me up to be fair game to the same scrutiny from somebody else. So unless there's somebody who's like trying to slander me or something, I've asked people not to use my content, or to ask. I've asked them to at least credit me or something with it, just with telling people where they got it. But I don't do copyright. I'm not in the suing world. I mean, we love court, but I don't want to be in there any more than I have to. Right? I don't want to. That's not me. 3 copyright strikes and your channel's deleted. Yes. Those are strikes, not claims. I get claims regularly. I got a claim. I think I got 3 claims in the last month.
Okay, a couple questions from
One
our
of them
jurors.
from years ago.
Did you hand him the 10 to 20K check before the interviews for the series?
No.
Kurt Smith, thank you very much for the super
How did
chat.
the film studio obtain the audio recording of the 2008 proffer?
It was given to me by either Mike Dorsey or Greg Kading. I can't remember.
Greg Kading had it?
Did Duane Davis have any right to approve or edit what recordings or edits were included in the docuseries?
No.
Was the proffer used to compare or confirm the story Mr. Davis was telling for TV?
Yes.
How was the decision made to use the proffer for TV?
In my case, I just wanted to present as complete a picture as possible, so I used elements that perhaps were missing from the interview that I conducted from the proffer. So I just, it's just little bits that perhaps were not quite clear in what I did, or vice versa.
And so the decision was yours, I think is what you're saying.
The decision was mine, yes.
Okay.
Correct.
State follow-up questions? Defense?
So I just want to make sure, sir, with your last answer, when you felt like something was completely covered, you used the proffer to help you with that presentation?
When I felt that something was not completely covered, yes. Okay. I used the proffer.
So not necessarily his own words in the interview, but rather something that was in the proffer recording?
It's the same thing. It's his own words.
I understand, but I'm just saying that the timeline here, you're talking about the interview that occurs in 2017 versus the proffer that was given in 2008.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
No further questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Diaz, for being with us. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're excused. I think the next thing we're going to do is listen to the 2000, which year?
Another witness.
The 2009 interview. Does anyone need to take a restroom break before we do that from the jury? We do. Okay. So at this time we will take a restroom break. We'll do 15 minutes. During this recess you are admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourselves or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report of or commentary on the trial of any person connected with this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected with the trial until the case is submitted to you. Thanks for waiting for that. The Nevada Supreme Court says I have to do it. So we'll see you guys back here now at 11:05. Please rise for the jury.
Right, the jury is going to step out and use the laboratory. And we are going to be back with a little more audio with a 1 year later. Let's see if the audio gets better or worse. This court cracks me up with the shushes from the bailiffs. It is absolutely hilarious.
For the record, the jury is exiting the room. Anything we need addressed outside the precedence? Okay, we'll be in recess.
Okay. Quick recess. Oh man, better question of the defense. It sounds like the jury was catching on to the questions that the defense was asking about this proffer and how it got to E1 or whoever it was, the sub company under E1 that was making this video for BET. They're asking where it came from. It sounds like it came from the detective who just took it from the file, right? He took the file with him when he left, used it to write a book and do this. Did he ever face charges? Is that just something you can do? It's like, before I go, I'm going to retire from my career here as a law enforcement officer. I'm going to head down to the evidence room, grab a few things that really mean a lot to me that I found over the years at different crime scenes. I'll just pick up a few things and I'll pack them up and I'll go. And let me take a couple case files as well. Why is nobody doing... Isn't that just okay? I sure can't get that stuff in a FOIA. Just mosey along with these records. Can someone help me carry this evidence box? Just out to my car. Personal. No, not the cop car. Personal car. Thank you. Yeah, it's last day. Last day. It was a big case. We got lots of these boxes. Is it the bailiffs that are aggressive shushers? I think so. And the judge says nothing. I mean, every time they go, shh, it catches her attention while she's trying to read her little thing. Take control of your courtroom. Just say, until I say that we're in recess, if you speak up, I'm going to hold you in contempt. Yeah, you can be here, but you can watch from the camera in the jail cell. That's it. You know, we'll hold you in there till the end of the day, or lunchtime or something. Just that'll fix it. That'll get it nice and shushed. Let's see. Can I go to the restroom now, please? Yes. Y'all may go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Troy, what? How did I time you out? Troy? Somebody... Troy, hang on. Amber's calling. We've got to figure this out. Just one second. Amber?
Don't get involved, boss. Don't get involved.
Why did it say...
Stay out of it.
I timed him out?
You did, but it was me. And then I just timed him out again for 5 minutes because he deserved it.
No. Troy!
He's using something. He's going to
Was he
shower.
talking about Shark Week? Was it Shark Week? Was that it?
He's using something I disclosed in mod chat against me.
Oh.
And thinks
Troy,
it's
I went to
fun.
bat for you, Troy. I tried. I did not know that you had broken the code. You're on your own, bud. You're on your own. Amber, thank you very much. That's all I needed to know. Get him. Go get him, Tiger. All right. We'll see you. Bye. All right. Oh man, good fun. I don't know what it was. I just saw that it said that I timed out one of my mods, and that usually doesn't happen here. I mean, occasionally it does, but usually it's on good fun. Troy is learning his lesson. Troy, be better. I don't know what happened. Don't do that again. Troy's in the no-no box. He's all right. He's in mod chat. He's not timed out there. So, all right. Should we put him on the stand under oath? Yeah. We're going to hear a little more recording. Couple issues that nobody seemed to bring up at the time that we heard the recording. I'm pretty sure, and I was laying in bed last night thinking about this. I'm pretty sure we heard Keefe D say in the 2007 recording that he thought Tupac was dead. That Tupac died, and that he thought that that Suge was dead in that shooting. That he saw Suge take a bullet, and that Tupac was dead. But we know that Tupac lived for 6 more days. He died 6 days later in the hospital. Did everyone just graze over that fact? Glaze over that fact. Grazing is what cattle do when they're walking along and eating. Glazing applies with pottery and looks that are not focused, paying close attention. We might do this. It would be really smart to do it right now. I can do it. I could do it at lunch. We'll do it at lunch. It shouldn't cause any. It shouldn't be any different if we start at lunch than if we restart right now. And we have to take a lunch break anyway. Just make sure I break at lunch. I have to keep this stream under 6 hours, because that if I keep this live stream under 6 hours, YouTube affords me a couple of options. If for some reason somebody does decide that I was using that content in violation of a copyright and they want to claim it or something, I have more options if it's 6 hours or less than if it's 6 hours and 1 second and more or more. So we'll get the afternoon session lined up. I'll do that right now. That would be good. Let's see. What is the? Yeah, are we still on day? We're on day 5, part 1. Okay, good. I knew they were going to be playing music. Part 2. We don't know exactly when they're going to break. Let's see. It's 2 o'clock right now. They'll probably break around 3 o'clock to 4. So we're going to say a 4 o'clock start time. Or 3:45 start time. It's all good. All right. That'll fix it. And it will even... It should even retroactively fix monetization during this live stream, depending on how we have to, depending on what the other channel does. Sometimes the other channel says, no, that's fair use, you're all good, which we believe it was. And if they do that, then there's no problem. But we just have to wait for them to take action now. Do it now and have 3 parts. Do you want to do that? We've got just a minute, right? Okay. Hold, please. We're gonna break. You convinced me. I'd rather be safe than sorry. We're gonna break. We're not gonna play any music. We have a portal set up so that you will portal right over from this one to the next one. So all you have to do is grab somebody's hand and close your eyes and make the jump. But it will be about 30 seconds of downtime while we switch from this live stream to another. We'll see you guys in just a minute.